If one file vanished today, would you notice? Many small business owners would not. They believe their operations are too small to be a target. They assume their data is safe, tucked away on a laptop or a phone. This assumption is a quiet but significant risk. They do not check their data with any regularity. They do not have a plan for when something goes wrong. Yet, the disappearance of a single, seemingly unimportant file can bring an entire business to a grinding halt. It could be your client list. It might be your latest project design. It could even be the spreadsheet that tracks all your invoices and payments. The loss creates a ripple effect, costing you precious time, hard-earned money, and the invaluable trust you have built with your customers. The modern business, regardless of its size, runs on data. Information is the new currency. It dictates how you operate, who you serve, and how you grow. The first question is the most fundamental. Where is your most important data stored? This seems like a simple query, but the answer is often more complicated than it appears. Your data might be spread across multiple devices and locations. Desktop computer in your office, a laptop you take home, your personal smartphone shared network drive. It might also exist in cloud services like Google Drive, Dropbox specialized SaaS platforms. Without a clear inventory of where your critical files reside, you cannot begin to protect them effectively. Identifying these locations is the bedrock of your data safety strategy. Think about your customer records, financial statements, supplier contracts, employee information. Where are they right now? Consider this real-world example. A small, independent bakery built its reputation on a collection of unique family secret recipes. All these recipes, along with their entire list of suppliers and outstanding invoices, were stored on a single laptop. This laptop was the heart of the business, used every day for taking orders, managing inventory, and communicating with vendors. One busy Tuesday morning, the owner tried to turn it on, but the screen remained black. The laptop would not start. In an instant, every recipe, every supplier contact, and every financial record was gone. The bakery was paralyzed. The business came to a complete standstill, all because their most valuable data lived in only one place. Our second question focuses on control. Who can access your data? In many small businesses, access is an afterthought. To keep things simple, owners often create one shared login or use the same password across multiple platforms. While this might seem efficient in the short term, it creates significant vulnerabilities. When everyone has the same level of access, it becomes impossible to track who made a change, who deleted a file, who viewed sensitive information. It also means that when an employee leaves, they may still retain access to your company's digital assets. Managing access is not about mistrust. It is about creating clear boundaries and accountability, essential for protecting your data from accidental or intentional harm. Let's look at a common scenario. A small, busy hair salon used a single shared login for cloud-based scheduling and client management software. Every stylist, from the senior partner to the newest apprentice, used the same username and password to view and modify appointments. This system worked until one day, a well-meaning but flustered employee accidentally deleted the entire schedule for the upcoming week while trying to reschedule a single client. With no way to know who made the change and no tiered access to prevent such a mistake, the salon was thrown into chaos. They spent 2 days calling clients to piece the schedule back together, resulting in lost bookings, frustrated customers, and a significant blow to their professional reputation. This lack of controlled access is like giving every employee a master key that opens every door in your building, including the safe. It might make daily tasks easier, but it exposes your most valuable assets to unnecessary risk. Most data incidents are not the result of malicious hackers. They are caused by simple human error. Section 4. The safety net. Is your backup truly a backup? You may think you are safe because you have a backup. But the third question challenges that assumption. Do you have a recent backup? The existence of a backup system is only half the battle. Its effectiveness depends entirely on its timeliness. A backup from 6 months ago is nearly useless if your business has been operating and changing every day. If you were to lose your primary data today, a backup from last year would mean losing every transaction, every new client, every piece of work. A backup is not a one-time task. It is a continuous process. Having a recent copy of your data is the difference between a minor inconvenience and a major business disaster. Picture a self-employed landscaper who runs his entire operation from his smartphone. He uses it to take photos of job sites, store client contracts, send invoices, schedule his crew. He knows that backing up is important, so he occasionally plugs his phone into his computer to save his files. But life gets busy, and occasionally becomes a few times a year. One day, while working on a large property, he loses his phone. It is simply gone. With it, all his recent contracts, which detail the scope of work and agreed-upon prices, have vanished. He cannot prove the terms of his current jobs, leading to disputes with clients and significant financial losses. His old backup on his computer is too outdated to be of any help. This story highlights a common pitfall. Manual, infrequent backups are unreliable. The intention is good, but human nature often gets in the way. We forget. We get busy. We tell ourselves we will do it tomorrow. The only reliable backup strategy is an automated one. Manually dragging and dropping files to an external drive requires discipline that is hard to maintain when you are juggling the countless demands of running a business. The risk is that the gap between your live data and your last backup will grow wider and wider over time. When a crisis finally strikes, you are left with a safety net that is full of holes, unable to catch you when you fall. The simple first step to solve this is to turn on automatic backups for your critical devices. This is easier than you think. Your smartphone, whether it is an iPhone or an Android, has a built-in feature to automatically back up your data to the cloud every night while it is charging. Similarly, modern computer operating systems, Windows, File History, macOS, Time Machine. Take 10 minutes today. Go into the settings of your phone and your primary computer and enable these automatic backup features. It is a set-it-and-forget-it action that provides a powerful and consistent layer of protection for your business. Section 5. The race against time. How quickly can you recover? Having a recent backup is crucial, but it leads to the fourth, equally important question. How fast can you get back to work? This is the question of recovery time. It is one thing to have your data safely stored on a backup drive. It is another thing entirely to restore that data and get your business operational again. The time it takes to recover is known as downtime, and every minute of downtime can cost you money, customers, momentum. A data loss event is not over when you find your backup. It is over when your doors are open and you are serving customers again. A good plan does not just save your data, it saves you time when time is most critical. Let's consider a small retail shop that relies heavily on a modern point-of-sale app on a tablet to process sales and manage inventory. One Saturday, during their busiest time of the week, the app crashes and will not reload. The data is safe. It is all stored in the cloud, but the system is unusable. The owner does not know who to call for technical support. They cannot find the account number for the software. They try rebooting the tablet, but nothing works. For 2 days, they are forced to process sales manually with a cash box and a calculator, leading to long lines, inaccurate inventory, and frustrated customers. Although no data was permanently lost, the inability to recover quickly cost them a weekend's worth of sales and damaged their reputation for efficiency. Your simple first step is to create a one-page in case of emergency recovery plan. This is not a technical document. It is a simple checklist. On a single sheet of paper, list the essential information you would need in a crisis. This should include the contact numbers for your key software support teams, your internet service provider, your bank's fraud department, and any critical suppliers. Also, include account numbers, login information, or a reference to where your secure password manager is. Keep a printed copy of this plan in a safe, accessible place in your office and perhaps another copy at home. When trouble strikes, you will not have to think. You can just follow the plan. That's it. Section 6. The reality check. Have you ever tested your fire drill? This brings us to our final and most overlooked question. Have you tested your recovery plan? Possessing a backup and a recovery plan can create a false sense of security. You assume that if the worst happens, your systems will work as intended. But assumptions are not a strategy. A backup that has never been tested is not a backup. It is a hope. Files can become corrupted during the backup process. Software can become incompatible after an update. A recovery plan that looks perfect on paper might have a fatal flaw you will only discover in the heat of a real emergency. Testing is the only way to turn hope into certainty and ensure that your safety net will actually hold your weight. Your simple first step is to schedule a monthly recovery test. Once a month, pick one random non-critical file from your backup. Try to restore it to your computer. Can you find it easily? Does it open correctly? Is the data intact? This simple exercise, which takes less than 5 minutes, will give you absolute confidence that your backup system is working as you expect. It is the single best thing you can do to validate your entire data protection strategy. Mark it on your calendar right now and treat it as a non-negotiable appointment with your business's future. Yep, do that. Section 7. Your first steps to digital resilience. Answering these 5 questions is the beginning of building a more resilient business. 1. Where is your data stored? 2. Who can access it? 3. Do you have a recent backup? 4. How fast can you get back to work? 5. Have you tested your recovery plan? As you have seen, the risks are real, but the solutions are not complex. Small businesses often feel overwhelmed by technology, believing that proper data security is too expensive, too technical, too time-consuming. This is simply not true. The small, consistent actions you take today are what will protect you from major problems tomorrow. It is about building smart habits, not buying fancy hardware. The journey to digital safety does not require a giant leap. It begins with a single step. Pick one thing from this essay and do it right now. Go make a copy of your most important folder and put it on an external drive. Go into your scheduling software and create a separate login for your new employee. Take out your phone, go to the settings, and turn on automatic cloud backup. Write down the phone number for your internet provider and your software support team on a sticky note and put it on your monitor. Each of these actions takes only a few minutes, but their protective power is immense. They are simple, practical steps that move you from a position of vulnerability to one of control. Do not allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good. You do not need an enterprise-grade Fort Knox-level security system tomorrow. You just need to be a little bit safer today than you were yesterday. Start small. Focus on your most critical data, the information you absolutely cannot afford to lose. Protect that first. Once that habit is established, you can expand your efforts. The goal is incremental progress.